All right, so joining us in the studio, our good friend Rosemary from the John Brown University Center for Healthy Relationships. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me again. This is great fun.
Yeah. The holidays are here, here.
So often that comes with the holidays. We've got a little extra stress, right? I mean, a lot of prep. Maybe you have family coming in, or maybe you are going to someone's house. But oftentimes when it comes to holiday stress, added onto that is maybe struggles in relationships. And so we just wanted to talk to you about that. Just like, how do you handle the stress? Maybe there's some, relationships within the family that aren't so healthy, and maybe there's boundaries involved, but just any tips that you might have for someone who's feeling a little anxiety as we head into the holidays.
Right. Well, indeed, as we go into the holidays, I mean, let's say this is really a special time of year.
Yeah.
Let's not miss that. A lot of people that I hear, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Mm-hmm. And I think Christmas is for me, but they kind of fall right after the others. So it's the holiday season. And you're right, we can be very busy. That can add some of the stress. And sometimes some things we need to do is we actually need to just deal with that. Mm-hmm. Like, do we need to be doing everything that we're doing? Yeah. Do we have to have, the 25-course meal on Thanksgiving Day? Can we ask for some help? Can we offer our help to other people? If we're traveling, what does it look like to actually just take care of ourselves during that time? Mm-hmm. Don't forget to drink water. I get really crabby, actually, when I'm dehydrated.
Which feels like such a basic thing. You're like, that's going to somehow help my relationships during the holidays. But yes, the body's a real thing.
It is. Now, the other thing I think that adds is I also have to stop and use the restroom more often, which can become an irritant, but you just kind of deal with it all along the way.
It can also
right?
get you out of some tense situations.
That's very true. I think I just
gotta go.
Gotta go. So the things we can do, let's really lean into it and make some good decisions for ourselves and for our family and our friends. But when it comes to relationships, you're right. It can be really challenging. Let's not forget that there's people around us who maybe don't have family, and that this actually can be a really lonely time, and encourage people to just think beyond the traditional definition of what family is and how can we reach out, and especially within the family of God, that we would actually reach out to the strangers maybe amongst us and those who are alone.
Yeah, that's really wise. It struck me when you were talking about that, how easy it is to get caught up in all the other preparations, like making sure, hey, who's got to get invited, the food plan, travel plans, but we don't necessarily think about making plans for how am I going to deal with the relationship dynamics that I'm facing.
Definitely.
So, and then we get blindsided by it because you're like, I spend all my time worrying about everything else. So help me understand, what does it look like to try to be intentional and plan ahead about whatever the family dynamics might be around the holiday?
Right. Because we all are going to probably run into some kind of tension or friction within our family relationships. I've been challenged the last couple of weeks to actually be praying for that, to start with that. And remembering that God is already in the tomorrow and he knows what is going to be needed. And so I've actually been praying that the Prince of Peace would go ahead of me in relationships where there's certainly potential for, maybe the odd grenade to go off, or, just tension, that the Prince of Peace would actually move into that ahead of me and prepare hearts and minds, including my own, for what I need to do. I think if we can see family as a community, and what does that look like? It's interesting that within the word community is the word unity. And that this isn't about uniformity, but it is about having a unified goal, which really should be, as Christians, who's God and what's he called us to do, and keeping him first and foremost. Be a good listener. There's a reason God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, I think.
Yes.
I think I utilize my mouth way more than I do my ears all too often.
Well, I love that, just going into it, preparing your own heart. Yeah. And I think that truly that's what we're called to do, is to be a light. I'm not always that successful, and I'm with you. We do need only 1 mouth. I know I do. But I appreciate that insight so much, because usually you prep, and then it's like on the way to the house, you're like, oh, shoot, I'm about to see so-and-so, right? But just, hey, God, prepare my heart, search my heart, help me know how I need to respond. And I think that's really wise. I love that.
Well, and there's we cannot control other people.
Right.
And so, you've maybe got the crazy aunt or uncle or the, off the handle cousin. You cannot control what they do, but you certainly can control how you respond. And that's just good emotional intelligence to be able to do that. Another thing I often think of is my presence. Let's say I really want to give my opinion on something. Is my opinion going to be gasoline to the fire, or is it going to be water? We can either escalate things by the things we say, or we can shut things down and bring it back to a place of peace and just really joy. These are probably only a couple days you have with these people. We don't need to try and change the world or even our communities as a result of that bit of time.
So I'm seeing a theme. Drink lots of water. Be the water, not the gasoline
right.
to the fire conversations. Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
maybe if you're about to be the gasoline, drink more water, like in that moment.
Work those in together.
And then you'll have to excuse yourself.
Right.
So,
So
yeah,
that
there
works
is
out
a take
really
a
well.
break. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so I know a lot of us have maybe unrealistic hopes and dreams, but right things, we're like, man, we want to have a great connection around the table, right? We want to have a great holiday experience together. Could you give us some tips on one of the keys to that is, right, just having good conversations?
Yeah.
Yes, there's the tensions and those kind of things, but some of it's just the art of just good conversation. Some people are really naturally gifted at it. Some of us, like me, need to just learn it. It's a skill to be learned. So help us. What would be some great conversation starters that won't start a fire?
Right. So I've got an acronym that I think fits because we all want to be good at this. And somebody who's good at something is an ACE. And so the acronym is ACE, A-C-E.
Okay.
So the first one is A, appreciation. Really, appreciation is recognizing the full worth of something. So appreciate the people around you. They may be extremely different than you, and that's actually really good. Like, appreciate people's differences, appreciate our commonalities as human beings. We all want affirmation. We all want appreciation and attention and affection. And that doesn't, that can be the crazy uncle or it can be the cantankerous cousin. We all need and want those. And so appreciate. C is curiosity. Have a disposition or a posture of, I wonder, instead of I know what that person's thinking. I wonder what it would be like to be in their shoes. I wonder what I could learn from this person. I wonder how I could be a force of peace or kindness to this person. So appreciation, curiosity, and the E stands for empathy. And that's really just staying out of judgment, like being with people rather than trying to move them somewhere or do something else. It's validating their experience, which does not mean that you have to agree or approve of everything they do. They just acknowledge that they're having that experience, that they have that viewpoint. And it's amazing how that just warms people up. Like it does something
disarms
to it.
them, right?
Yeah.
I've heard that, like, people don't care until they know how much you care. Is that how that goes?
Right.
Yeah.
They don't know what you know until they know you care.
Yeah. Or they don't want to listen to you even until they know you care.
Right. Yeah.
So that's ACE. So appreciation. Curiosity, and then empathy.
Okay.
Okay, did you get all those, Mark?
Yeah, I'm going to probably write them down.
I need you to work on those.
Okay.
There was
All
a
right.
reason we didn't do 4.
Thank
three
you.
Three is
Thank you.
rememberable.
3's plenty. That and water. I've got.
There you go.
No, that's all really good stuff. I think that's going to help us this holiday season for sure. One more thing. I should have asked this at the very beginning. As a Canadian, do you even know what Thanksgiving is?
Yes, I do. I do indeed. It's turkey and pumpkin pie and pilgrims, right?
Yes.
Have I got that down?
That's
yes.
Those are the 3, right? We've
Those
got
are the
3.
I
You've
can
got
do
your 3. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you,
definitely.
Rosemary. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.